Hello and welcome to Europe's Spaceport in Kourou, French Guiana. This is the last stop for many missions before going into space, but it's also the place where the result of international cooperation and technological advances come together to ensure Europe's independent access to space. This is French Guiana, an overseas department of France and South America. Here you find tropical climate, dense rainforests, extensive beaches, and the occasional controlled explosion. Owing to its nearness to the equator, this is an ideal geographical location for launching satellites into any orbit. In addition, there's no risk of cyclones or earthquakes. While the spaceport serves clients from across the globe, it is under the responsibility of the French space agency CNES, and infrastructures are funded by the European Space Agency.
Within CNES, we operate the launch base. We make sure that the launch can be done in full security, full safety. We provide our support to Arianespace as launch service provider, and we take care of all the infrastructure of this launch base.
Not only is this the site where satellites come to be launched, it's where some of the rocket boosters are prepared. Boosters provide most of the thrust at liftoff. Filling them with fuel involves the careful process of mixing and casting highly explosive material, all under vigilant supervision. Once prepared, the boosters are stored upside down. The ones we see here are for the Ariane 5 rocket, each section standing about 10 meters tall to make up a single 30-meter booster. The next step is to assemble the rocket stages, which has traditionally been done vertically. But for the development of Ariane 6, new buildings have been designed for horizontal assembly, which saves time and money.
We are now beginning the transition next year between Ariane 5 and Ariane 6. We hope in 3 years to finish the exploitation of Ariane 5 and to have a full operational capacity on Ariane 6. Soyuz will remain accessible if necessary in case of opportunities on the commercial market.
Ariane 6 is Europe's new launch vehicle, capable of carrying a wide range of missions into orbit. This new rocket requires a unique launch zone, complete with its own assembly building, 90-meter-tall mobile gantry, and massive launch pad.
The next important goal is to put together, let's say, the launch pad and the launcher during the combined test, and just after to perform the maiden flight of Ariane 6 in 2020.
The teams at the spaceport are also preparing for Vega-C, the next generation of the small Vega launcher, capable of placing multiple payloads into orbit.
The main difference between Vega and Vega-C is the first two stages. So the launcher, it will be heavy and longer to be much more powerful, to be able to send in orbit a satellite heavier and bigger.
To provide the extra power to both Vega-C and Ariane 6 to launch heavier satellites, a new solid rocket motor, called P120C, has been developed. Here we see one fully loaded with 142 tons of fuel, configured for Vega-C. It was static fired at the Spaceport test stand for a final simulation of liftoff and the first phase of flight. While preparations continue for these new rockets, the spaceport remains operational with multiple launch campaigns throughout the year to bring satellites into space.
It's a very fluid environment. And what people have to remember is that even though we do a lot of launch campaigns and we launch a lot of satellites, every satellite is different and every launch campaign is different. So you can never say this is really standard. There's no such thing as a normal day in the office.
Séquence d'allumage lanceur. Top à 0-20 secondes. Largage du Vega-C.
Control centers, clean rooms, and launcher assembly halls are a far cry from a normal office environment
10,
and come with an element of risk. But the employees of the spaceport take extra precautions to minimize these risks every step of the way,
1, top et décollage.
even after a rocket has left the ground.
We are able to make a precise localization of the launcher, and in case of danger, we are able to destroy the launcher in order to make sure that nobody here in Guyana may be affected by this failure.
Since the 1960s, the spaceport has provided independent access to space for Europe and continues to be forward-looking.
It's time now to do a new step in modernization of the launch base, in particular to accompany the initiation of the Ariane 6 and Vega-C launches. That's what we are preparing now with the support of our colleagues in ESA, here in Kourou in Paris, and that's what we prepare. The future will be then to operate Ariane 6 and Vega-C and to offer the same level of high-level services to our customers, and maybe to also to host new operators. As you know, there are a lot of new initiatives in the field of micro or mini launchers, and Kourou could be their launch base.
Looking to the future is not only about advances in technology and engineering, but new expertise. It's up to the next generation of professionals to continue the legacy of European cooperation in space.
And we really try to encourage, young Europeans to come and visit, and young Europeans to come and work, because it's an extremely exciting place to be.
For more on Europe's spaceport in French Guiana, you can visit our website at www.isa.int. I'm Kelsey Brennan-Wessels. Thanks for watching.